The reality is, we just have to look at what's happened over the last 50 years, okay? Nutrient levels in food have declined drastically. Processed food consumption is up, and chronic disease rates have exploded. You know, the whole thing with RFK, he's not here to take anything away. What he's doing, he's here to expose the reality of what's actually happening and hope that you see the truth behind that and start to make better choices. Welcome back to the Freedom Health Show. I'm Dr. Matt Gianforte, and in this show, we're going to cut through some of the noise. We're going to challenge the status quo, and we're going to empower you with real health solutions, okay? Today, we're going to talk about something fundamental yet widely ignored, and that is just malnutrition and its direct link to disease. See, modern medicine wants you to believe that genetics, bad luck, or pharmaceutical deficiencies cause disease, but the truth is far simpler than that. Your body is made of what you eat. If you feed it the wrong things or fail to give it the right nutrients, it's going to break down. This isn't new information. In fact, Dr. Royal Lee, he is one of the founders of nutrition, okay? He's been warning us all the way since 1949, yet his message has been buried under the weight of pharmaceuticals and processed food industries. Today, we're going to revive that lost wisdom and expose how our food system is making us sick and explain how real nutrition can prevent and even reverse disease. You see, one of the earliest and most obvious signs of malnutrition is tissue degeneration, which is dental decay, okay? Dr. Royal Lee noted that as far back as 1920. Researchers found that children with malnutrition had significantly higher rates of cavities, not because of sugar, but because of malnutrition weakens the endocrine system, which in turn weakens the teeth. But here's where things get interesting. Investigators in the Smith County, Texas, okay, they discovered something really pretty interesting. The people were virtually immune to cavities. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't fluoride. It was their nutrient-dense soil, producing grains and vegetables 6 times higher in calcium and phosphorus than others grown elsewhere. So that should have been a wake-up call. Nutrient-rich foods create strong bodies, while nutrient-poor foods lead to disease. Instead, mainstream medicine ignored this fact and doubled down on treating symptoms instead of fixing the root cause. Think about this. If mineral deficiencies can make your teeth decay, what are they doing to the rest of your body, your bones, your heart, your brain? The answer is clear. Disease isn't something that just happens to you. It's something that happens when your body lacks the resources to function properly. So let's break this down even further. Which deficiencies are most commonly causing disease? Dr. Lee laid it out decades ago, but the medical world has conveniently ignored it. So let's take a look. Vitamin C isn't just about preventing scurvy. It's actually essential for building strong connective tissue. So do your joints ache? Do your muscles not recover very well? Very well could be a vitamin C deficiency. Is your immune system always fighting? Are you struggling with disease? Are you struggling with getting sick all the time? Could be a low vitamin C issue, okay? Now, this is essential for building strong connective tissue, and when you don't get enough, you could develop weak blood vessels, bruising, bleeding gums, joint pain, and even the inability to heal a wound quickly. Modern signs of vitamin C deficiencies today are going to be your chronic joint pain. Varicose veins is another one. And so fixing this is really, really important. Where do we get our vitamin C from? Well, one of actually the best sources are cherries. Cherries have a great source of vitamin C that's very absorbable to the body. And Standard Process actually makes a supplement called Cataplex C, which is a whole food vitamin C supplement. Now, does it have huge amounts of vitamin C? Because everybody wants to take these mega doses of vitamin C, and at times it can be very good. In fact, in our office, we use high-dose vitamin C for IVs, and we just get amazing changes with people with chronic fatigue, their immune systems that are weak once we get these high-dose vitamin Cs in there. In fact, there's studies out there that have been using high-dose vitamin C for alternative cancer solutions or to help support somebody who's going through the conventional cancer treatments with high-dose vitamin C. So rather than addressing the vitamin C deficiency, doctors are just going to prescribe steroids, painkillers, and it's probably going to end up in unnecessary surgeries. B vitamins is another one, especially B1, 6, and 12. They're critical for brain function and nerve health. Low B1 can lead to nerve degeneration and can cause a condition called beriberi, which looks suspiciously similar to many modern neuropathy cases today. So low B12 can lead to memory loss, depression, chronic fatigue, and even irreversible nerve damage. Again, this is one of the vitamins that we put into our IVs for patients, and it is incredible in what it does for chronic fatigue and helping our patients with peripheral neuropathy start to reverse this damage and start to heal on the inside. Doctors misdiagnose these symptoms all of the time because they're so used to just putting a drug on the symptoms rather than looking for nutrient levels and nutrient deficiencies that we never even think about it anymore. So we have to stop relying on just covering up the symptoms and get your bees from really good quality food sources. One of them that I like in particular is Cataplex B Core from Standard Process. Here's why. So 2 wonderful forms of B vitamin sources are liver and nutritional yeast. And Cataplex B Core is actually a newer product by Standard Process that has both liver and nutritional yeast in it. And let me ask you, how many of you are actually eating liver on a weekly basis? Probably not many of you anymore these days, right? But organ meat is fantastic sources of B vitamins. Now, let's move on to vitamin E. The American Heart Association never talks about vitamin E, but Dr. Lee provided that vitamin E deficiency causes an increase in oxidation in the arteries, leading to hardening of the arteries and heart disease. So guess what destroys vitamin E? The bleaching process of white flour. White bread is literally stripping your body of nutrients, which is designed to protect your heart. What's the solution? Well, eat foods naturally rich in vitamin E, such as nuts, seeds, eggs, or if you struggle with those, cod liver oil from Standard Process is a good option for that. Now, another disease of malnutrition, osteoporosis. I see so many women today coming in on medications for osteoporosis. And I'm going to do a podcast on this because you really have to understand what those drugs are doing to understand the damage that they're doing to your body and making your bones more brittle, okay? And so osteoporosis isn't just about an aging process. It's really about malnutrition. Bones, they're not just calcium. They require a perfect ratio of calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D, and vitamin K2. So pasteurized milk destroys the bioavailability of calcium in the body, meaning that most of the calcium in commercial dairy products absolutely useless today. So the best source of calcium is going to be raw dairy, bone broth, bioavailable calcium such in supplements such as Calcifood wafers from Standard Process. Very, 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 very good source, okay? And this way you're not getting it in a denatured form and it's usable. So if you have osteoporosis, Calcifood is a great option for you. If you guys have been following this whole RFK Jr. Making America Healthy Again movement, okay, you know that he's starting to question where our real focus is on health, right? And focusing on real solutions. He's exposing how the food system, big pharma, and the corruption of the regulatory system have ignored the real nutritional solutions in favor of drugs. This isn't a conspiracy theory anymore, okay? The reality is we just have to look at what's happened over the last 50 years, okay? Nutrient levels in food have declined drastically. Processed food consumption is up, and chronic disease rates have exploded. And what's the response? Well, more drugs, right? More synthetic vitamins and more medical interventions. The whole thing with RFK, he's not here to take anything away. What he's doing is he's here to expose the reality of what's actually happening and hope that you see the truth behind that and start to make better choices. We can make better choices when we have the information and accurate information, okay? I will guarantee you that if the truth starts coming out about the nutrition, about the food industry, about the drug industry, and really what's going on, you're going to make better choices, Okay? It's time we stop looking at health through the lens of disease management and start looking at it through the lens of nutrition. Most of these chronic diseases stem from malnutrition. Our food system is robbing us of nutrients. Real whole food-based nutrition can reverse these diseases, but the system won't change unless you start to make the change in your own health. You start to force that. So if this episode woke you up a little bit, make sure you subscribe to the Freedom Health Show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Visit us at lifeworkskc.com for more resources. Until next time, stay empowered and stay healthy.